guys, it's me, Professor Spruce again. I am going to research a different region. Adding new Pokédex saying to a different region. It's called... What's it called again? I'll be right. I got it. It's called Calnia. It's another region, and it's part of the DLC of Flaming Strength and Flowing Courage, and it's part of the DLC. And there's another there's a part 2 too. Also, another region. Its name is called the Research of the States of the Regions. That's what it's called. Okay, anyway, hopefully you enjoyed these Pokédex saying when I turn to music. Turn on. Okay, bye.
They like to eat fish because they're aquatic creatures. And they're also, when they are swimming, they're also really capable of hunting. And so, they mostly enjoy on land, where they mostly rest during the day. Kyogre is also a new Pokemon. This form is actually not evolving, but is actually really strong. But it hunts in packs, so double battling will actually help it with your bond. When this Pokemon sprays, it's disgustingly smelly. Even spray on the meal. If it sprays too much, it's disgustingly so bad. It even thinks it's too much. Butterfree likes to eat fruit blossom nectar because this thing is a good of eating nectar. It's really designed to eat nectar. Beautifly is good of hunting for honey from cone bee or even from other butterfly creatures, and good of hunting other forms of nectar or honey and steal them from other Pokemon. Really a horrible sight. This thing is really nice. But if its trainer dies, it doesn't eat for weeks or months or years. And once that happens, it dies with it and goes into the afterlife. This Pokemon picks on Quailmen. Quailmen hate this Pokemon, but they cannot do anything about it because this thing is its natural predator. But it's really a horrible sight, even though this thing eats corpse. Quailmen are endangered. They're endangered species, all because of one species, are called Zigzagoons. And they are really invasive. But that's why this Pokemon is really endangered. Quailing is a stronger evolution, but it's a first stage one. So it cannot really evolve into its secondary stage because it cannot do that anymore. But it could a long time ago. This reptile-like Pokemon is actually a prehistoric Pokemon from 1,000 years ago. But legend says it used to have an ancient form millions of years ago. And that form was red with some feathers and monstery all over. And it was called the Winged King. Nobody is sure if this thing is a cat or a dog Pokemon. But people in this region, the Calnia region, could agree this thing is a cat Pokemon. but I'm not sure about the other region. People thought they were pests. Many Pokemon thought they were food. This Pokemon was picked on so much, but it evolved with electricity, so it could, protect itself from millions of years ago. This form is actually the original one. Before they became grass type, they were mountain dwellers, and they dwelled during the mountains. But since they grow moss and other plant material, they become their own other regional forms. This Pokemon is a massive Pokemon. It's almost as large as the dinosaurs a long time ago. But there's one thing to make it so large. Its huge appetite. It feeds on many sorts of fish and krill Pokemon. The reason why they live in school forms is because they actually need protection from their other fellow fish friends. That's why they actually need to survive, because more of them means more protection. This thing evolves from the trade evolution long time ago, but it evolves from other methods too. But in the wild, they cannot do that. So obviously there are ugly fish, but they evolve beautifully. Basculegion is a fearsome predator, as a predatory fish, kind of like a shark, but they travel through the ocean from the region called Hisui, and they travel through any other regions, but they mostly dwell here in the oceans of Caunia. That's their true home. This form of Ursaluna can actually survive because there's so many evolution stones, or what do you call those things, is actually the reason why this thing survives. But this thing's a fearsome predator, but it also feasts on berries too, so it's pretty omnivorous. This Bidoof likes to build dams, to build them, to hold water, so the rivers could flow better. So the reason why its other evolution is water. The barrel builds dams even better with its beaver tail, and build them even better in better ways so it can help water flow. And also they're water type, so who cares? Galarian Zigzagoon are imported from Galar, but it's actually a reason why is because Galar people actually moved from the region, from another region, and they imported them, and after that they run wild, and that's the reason why there are so many of them. So many of them. This type of snake likes to, instead of biting people, it sprays sand in their eyes. Irritate the predator or irritate people. That's why you cannot catch a snake by the tail. This owl likes to hunt during the night. And also this Pokemon likes hunting during the night and never stops hunting. Never stops. This Pokemon likes to prey on Pokemon. Other species of bird Pokemon and hunt them down with the shark claws and eat them with his teeth. This Pokemon likes to eat sea urchins Pokemon. And because this thing likes to eat sea urchin Pokemon and eat the delicious meat. Like, for example, Pinsir, or I messed up the name. Chansey, Happiny, and Blissey are these original ones. It's because they're the original forms, because they were used to be amphibious creatures, swimming in the waters. That's why they're water and fairy type. But they became their other regional forms with an egg. And they also become other genders. They just evolved to evolve with one gender. That Pokemon likes to dance around the moon with moonstones, but it accidentally evolved itself on accident, but it still dances around with the moonstone after that. This Pokemon is from outer space, but people believe this Pokemon is from Marstopia. That's why they believe they're from Marstopia. These Pokemon are the 3 legendary genes. They evolve Mews for the fun of it, and they evolve Pokemon for their sake. They evolve many cold Pokemon to adapt to the cold, many climate change Pokemon to the climate change, and many hot fire Pokemon to the fire. And that's the reason why there's so many of these type of Pokemon of species. It's because of these guys, but they've been created by one type of Pokemon. Flareon, the goddess of creation. No, it's not a true goddess. It is another mythical Pokemon, which is catchable, and you battle with it, and it likes to battle other Pokemon and humans. And this thing is really gentle, and it can go easy on nice souls, but go hard on evil souls. That's pretty much it. That equals like 57 Pokemon species in the Chalnia region. And that's every single one you should know. Now wait for the part 2 of the next DLC. Okay? Bye!